Okay, I wanted to make a very brief video to show when I first recognized that Todd Bentley was a false prophet because he was drawing people to himself, and I will share that in this clip. So the background to it in 2008, the summer of 2008, there were claims of a revival breaking out in Lakeland, Florida with Todd Bentley. I did not know anything about him whatsoever, did not really follow that particular stream of charismatic revivalism or anything like that. But anyway, when it broke out, I had an open mind. The antics, the tattoos, the outward stuff didn't affect me for good or bad. But I wanted to see who this guy was in bed. So I started looking at some different videos, reading different things, message boards back then. And I came across this video. And when I heard what he says here in about the 45 seconds into this clip, I said, right in front of my computer, that man's a false prophet. I said it out loud. I blurted it out loud. So I want you to hear this. I'll give a little bit of further commentary and it'll be a very short video.
I want you to stone them. Said you'll move in it. People will see it, and it'll make them hungry. And then you're to lay hands on them and pray that I give it to them, to other churches, to cities, to regions. He said, because that's part of your call. He said, we're going to raise up a healing army.
So he's claiming in this video, the first 13 minutes, he's talking about all these angelic visitations and all this, that, and the other, and healing meetings, healing revivalists. He's beating that drum pretty well. Now he gets into right here, and I guess it was just 20 seconds in. He says that he's having this conversation with God, and God is going to cause people basically to come to him to get hands laid on them and get the anointing imparted into them. They're going to see it, they're going to get hungry, and that's part of his calling is that he's going to impart this to other people. And that right there in and of itself is a drawing of people to himself and not drawing them to Christ. And that makes him a false prophet. And my big question is before 2004, see the date on this. This recording was November 20th, 2004. So there were people who were, Todd Bentley was exposed to people around him, and this kind of character in him had to have been showing up, and people weren't discerning it, weren't confronting it, weren't whatever before there were other scandals that broke out. Um, in my mind, there's such a momentum of a lack of discernment that allowed him to come to the place where he had a platform like he had speaking at this particular engagement here. And just altogether lack of discernment. And let me jump to Deuteronomy 13 because I think that's what this is here. If there if there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams and gives you a sign or a wonder, and that sign or wonder comes to pass that he spoke of unto you, saying, let us go after other gods, which you have not known, and let us serve them. You shall not hearken to the words of that prophet or that dreamer of dreams, for the Lord your God proves you or tests you to know whether you love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul. Uh, I don't see this any other way. I don't think that I can see it any other way. The whole issue of this man rising up and having the platform, even when there were things that were happening supernatural that boggle the mind, which sometimes there were made up stories that were unverifiable. He couldn't show any proofs when the news agency, what was it, Dateline or whoever it was, confronted him back in 2008. He couldn't verify any of these things. It was malarkey. But there have been a lot of testimonies where real things did happen. And in my mind, this guy's a false prophet, but he was given place by the providence of God to test and see, do you love me? And it's God himself asking providentially, charismatic church, do you love me? Do you love me? And I think that we have horribly failed God uh, by allowing recognition to come to people like this, in spite of some signs or wonders, when they're obviously drawing men and drawing women and everything that comes with that, the money, the fame, the celebrity, the capacity to abuse people, the influence. He was drawing people to himself, and he's been doing it for a long, long time. So where was the discernment? Where was the discernment with people who saw him leading up to 2004? They had to have seen some of this stuff, and they said nothing, they did nothing about it. Very, very disturbing. Well, God bless you. Thanks for tuning in. Test all things and hold fast to that which is good.